So we talked about parts of a circle, and this week we're going to get a little bit more into those parts. So you may have seen these numbers before, 3.14, you might not have. These are the numbers for pi. And as we talked earlier last year, if you were listening, mathematicians still have not been able to find the whole entire sequence of digits for pi. They haven't found any repeats. So interesting. Um, these are what we have. Now, whenever you use pi in your calculator, always type in 3.14. You can also use the fraction 22 sevenths, or you can just use the pi symbol. I don't care either way. But if you're using the pi symbol, always use the pi symbol. Don't use the pi symbol and then switch to 3.14. Because although it's 3.14159 and it goes on so forth, it is a way different number, even though these are very, very small decimals. Now, what is pi? What exactly does 3.14 mean exactly? Well, to find 3.14, you take the diameter of a circle. So how far across is that line? And then, I can't wrap this around because it's not a string, but if you took that diameter and wrapped it around the circle, so it'd be about here, and then this line would be about here, and then you'd wrap it around going this way, be about there. I draw a line about here, it looks like. So that's 1, that's 2. Wrap it around one more time, if I can find my circle. Okay, about there. And it'd be about here if I wrapped it around. Okay, so pi, I have 1, 2, 3 whole diameters make up this circle, and then there's a little bit left. So this would be our 0.1459, whatever, all those other numbers. Okay, so that's how we have pi. We have 3 whole diameters and then about 1/10 of it left. Okay, now let's talk about circumference. Circumference is the formula you would use to find the distance around a circle. So let's say that you're going to build a fire pit. You need to know the circumference of the circle so that you can build this fire pit. Say you need to fill in some cement. You need to bake a pie to the right, have the pie crust the right formula. There's all kinds of different ways that you can use circumference. And circumference, you can use 2 different equations. The first one is pi times diameter. Okay, so I'm going to take 3.14 times my diameter, which is how far across my the distance between both sides of my circle would be. Or you can do 2 pi r. That's the formula that a lot of people are familiar with, 2 pi r. Because usually we don't get the diameter. Usually people give us only the radius. And if you remember, there are 2 radii that make up a diameter. So it's the same exact equation. 2 radii times pi, or just 1 diameter. Either way. So let's practice that, and I'm going to show you exactly how that works. So I have 5 as my radii, so I'm going to use the 3.14 formula to solve this circumference. So my distance around the circle would be 3.14, and then I'm going to take that times my radius, which is 5, and I'll get 15.7, but I'm not done yet because I still have to multiply that number times 2. Okay, so I got 31.4 would be that one. 0.4 meters. And because this is just the circumference or similar to the perimeter, I don't need to label that or anything. All right, now this is the diameter. It's the same thing as my radius. If I had 2 radii on here, this would be 10. Okay, so now I'm going to take 10 times 3.14. And I get 31.4. So that basically demonstrates that the formula is go in together. Now, I'm going to show you really quick 10 times pi. I'm going to use a symbol this time. All right, last time I just got plain 31.4, but this time I got 31.41592.5, and so on and so forth. Now, either one works. They're both a good answer. It just depends on how clean you want your answer. If you want just a nice clean answer, then just use the 3.14. If you want to make it very precise and exact, it would be this. Use the pi symbol. And that is circumference.